we've got a new season, or the conclusion of a season. This is pre-ban list, I believe. We take a look at the top 10 decks of this season, and it is a very diverse format with, you may probably notice something in the top 10 deck list here. There is no Snake Eye. At least from the recorded entries here. Rank 2 Bogan, Rank 7, and Rank 9 here have not been collected. So that data is incognito, but very diversified in the decks that are topping. We've got Mermel, Blue Eyes, Crystron, which is a fairly standard and expected. Those decks are definitely top tier, best in the metagame. However, there's some interesting stuff here. In first place, Rank 1, I think ahead by even 2 games roundabout. We have a Chinese duelist here playing Tearlament Strongest and Memes and Toes. So I believe they posted their deck list. This is collected from Twitter, but they don't have the Tearlament list, which is unfortunate. But this is the Momento deck list, and 42 cards, only 2 Goblin. It's because we're playing the Grand Entrance. With the Bone Party maxed out, triple Droplet, which is quite a standardized defensive card in Memento. And we also, quite interestingly, I say interesting, we're playing Paradise Smashers. Woo! Bing, 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 bong. Bing, bada, 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 bada. Fun, awesome, cool card. So yeah, Memento's a really good deck. Really challenging, really fun, really rewarding to play. Would be really cool to do a little session on this one time, but I don't think it's just too hard for me, man. It's too complicated, especially with a bunch of new decks coming out like Ryzeal and Malice. Although, to be fair, Memento is good against those. And TCG, historically, we've seen over the last couple of months, Memento has won not just one, but multiple YCSs. And a format of best of one, Memento is actually not too bad. Nothing really egregious to side against it. From what I understand, it does actually have a good Memento matchup because of the quick plays. And of course, Malice is going to be... did I say Memento matchup? I meant to say Malice because that's coming out tomorrow. Malice matchup, just because of the fact you have Droplet. And of course, Masadul's main deck, Fua plus Maxi, means that kind of quote-unquote keeps Malice in check. That's going to be the real telltale thing about Malice. It's like, how good is that deck going to be into Maxi Fua? Not very good. Not at all. No, just really bad, actually. Pretty terrible. So Malice is going to be really weird and probably quite frustrating to play against when it comes out tomorrow, just because of those cards. So that's really weird. That's kind of annoying. We just have to see how it goes. It's a real shame that we don't have the Tearlament deck list. I think Haas did send me. Let's see. It's I think you told me that this might have just been the list. I think apparently he's played it before in a previous season, and nothing has really changed since. Sorry for the amazing 240p quality. But it's kind of standard. Tearlament's more focused a little bit on board breakers these days, just because hand traps are... You kind of need like a critical mass of hand traps to be good. So you're kind of just relying on like the powerful ones, which is like, you know, Ash to stop Maxi, and it's just generic enough. You got Maxi, not playing Full Loss, and that's basically it. Not even Imperm. I don't understand the one Ghost Ogre. Don't know what that's about. No idea what that's for. But everything else is quite standard, semi-standard. Fiendsmith is a mainstay in Shaddoll. Shaddoll, sorry. What's it called? Fart. It's quite a mainstay in Tearlament because it gets you into... Is that a freaking Beatrice? Okay, this is a very old deck list. But, truth be told, Beatrice could be replaced with a Pilgrim Reaper. And Pilgrim Reaper, it says mill 5 cards. So, if you do get stopped, you can just go Close Moon, or you can activate Engraver, make a rank 6 with your Tract, and then that gets you into Pilgrim Reaper, which mills 5, which probably hits something valuable in this deck, surely. Shaddoll Beast, I guess, is like not that standard. Sometimes the extra deck space for this deck can be really tight, and wow, it's crazy that we found so much room here. No Apollosa's interesting. I do like Apollosa in this deck personally. No Masquerena. Wow, that's very sus. I'm curious why they're playing Exciton. Like, yeah, it's a light fiend that gets you into Fiendsmith, but it's not like this deck is spamming rank 4s. Like, you'd have to extend with Snow to make the Fiendsmith engine live. Like, it's just a negated Rhino Heart and, like, a Shiren? It's a bit odd. Playing all of the trap cards, Crime is usually the one that's flexible, so it doesn't play Crime. But yeah, I'm gonna be honest, like, you know, I get to sit here with my armchair gaming and be like, this sucks. But I'm not like a big fan of this list. I don't really love it. I'm gonna be honest with you. All right, let's take a look here. This is a terrifying deck. This has been legal for months now, by the way, and it was rank 3. This is the Old Man Boomer APM list. This guy posed like 10 different iterations of tier. Mitsuraga's list for reference. Wait, so which list was it? Was it this one or not this one? So this has been legal for a while. Like Twilight Sworn. It's it's also been upgraded, it seems, with Fiendsmith. I'm curious why we're playing Fiendsmith, like a really heavy Fiendsmith, because you can see that there's 3 copies of Tract here. And I assume just because it's the best extender that lets you get into a rank 6, because milling in this deck is very important. For those of you who don't know how this deck works, it's Tearlament, sure, but Tearlament is more of a mill engine. You're not actually doing real Tearlament like end boards and stuff like that. It's an FTK deck. The goal with this deck is you want to loop this rank 3 monster called Aeroshark. Aeroshark deals 100 points of damage to your opponent for every banished monster. So what you're really trying to do with this deck is just mill your entire deck and then abuse Snow. You want Snow to banish all of your monsters, and then you want to keep making rank 3s. Twilight Sworn Lumina banishes a Light Sworn from your graveyard to special a banish Light Sworn. So you banish regular Lumina with Snow, you bring it back with Twilight Lumina, and then Twilight Lumina discards a card to bring back a Twilight Lumina in the graveyard. Then you overlay them, you do the damage, and then Snow banishes, and then the other Twilight Lumina is summoned back from the graveyard with Selene. So you make Selene multiple times, you make the rank 3s multiple times, and that's how you do it. You need to resolve aeroshark, I think, 3 or 4 times. Lacrima helps as well because it's 1200. But you also remake Selene like 4 times. How do you summon an extra deck monster 4 times? Well, you have to mill your shufflers. You have to mill Medora and Keldo with this combo. And it's a complete APM clusterfuck. So it's surprisingly consistent, especially because typically if you play Tearlament, people are going to stop you like on normal summon Rhino Heart. But realistically, like... I don't know. There are choke points for this deck. Like, maybe if you, like, Imperm an aeroshark, they might just chain Snow, I guess. Really weird. I don't know. Like... But yeah, that's the whole game plan of this deck, and it's rank 3 in the format. Don't know why they just haven't done something about this. Realistically, I think if you limit aeroshark, it could be fine. And obviously the answer is just ban Snow, but we're not talking about that. We're not banning Snow. Alright, let's look at Blue Eyes. Les yeux bleus. God, this is is this a Chinese website? Alright, well, it's Blue Eyes. Yep. All the main engine that you would expect in Blue Eyes, with the only difference being Mr. Crow instead of Nibiru. Is usually what you see, right? Nibiru in that slot. Mr. Crow. Yeah, it's Blue Eyes. Nothing else there. I apologize. Korean. My bad. Let's take a look at the Crystron list. Zaid! The Dimension Shifter situation is crazy. Is he playing Crystron with Di-Fi? He's not. Placed 8th in this month's Brazil! Alright, Zaidi over here apparently is like a crazy Duel Links duelist who's doing some Masadu, and it looks like he played Millennium Crystron. Some notable differences in ratios, I guess, is like 3 Tristaros. Sometimes people play 2. Salthefnir is another one that you can play 2 of. Fuwa cut down to 2 just because you need space. 1 nib, 1 droll, I guess, just so you have things to draw off of Maxi or target with cross out. And yeah, Dimension Shifter in the main. Like, Dimension Shift is pretty bad for Crystron. But it's one of those situations where, like, it hurts you more than it hurts me. So, yeah, Dimension Shifter, obviously, it's a graveyard deck, right? But if you Shifter your opponent, like, it's so much worse for them than you. You can still probably, you know, maybe do, like, some Millennium stuff. You can OTK them going second. If you use it on your turn, you're still probably able to, like, set up the trap card. Because you can go, like, normal summon Smyger, link 1, and then banish the Smyger and add the spell. The spell gets the trap, and then you can Shifter, because now you don't have a graveyard. So you can do, like, tricks like that, I guess, with Crystron to, like, make it live and also get value out of it. But yeah, that's, I guess, like, the Shifter theory in this deck. Okay, anything else? And this deck. Yeah. So, I know that this deck ends on a Floodgate. I'm trying to see which one it is, because I don't see Secret Village. Didn't that get banned? I think it ends on a V-Link for your opponent with Baguska and Apple. Apparently we're playing a card called Amorphage Leckery. What does Leckery do? I think that's spell cards. Amorphage Leckery. So this is a Pendle effect. While you control Amorphage, neither can activate spells. While you control Amorphage monster. So how do you make this live? You need to have this in the scale, and you need to have one on the field. How are you getting both of them out of your deck? Electromite bullshit, I guess. It's level 2, actually, I just realized. Wait a second, that's not healthy. Level 2. Wait a moment. Are we doing something with Sprint? This is Pendulum. Someone to flip place out. Neither player can special from the X deck while this is face up on the field. Oh, this Pent effect isn't relevant? Okay. So neither player can summon from the extra deck. Alright, so you want this on the field? I guess. I mean, it can't be that hard to access, right? You can bring it back with Elf, most likely. Yeah, I see Sprint and Elf. Okay. I assume that's how you're getting access to it. So this is just a turbo mega floodgate deck that ends on like 9 disruptions. Very cool, fun archetype. Everyone loves Pendulum. Don't know how you have the patience to play this, honestly. It seems miserable. But yeah, that is the Season 10. Season 42, sorry, top 10 duels. Top 10 duelists and their deck. Lots of cool, fun things going on here, to be fair. Shout outs to the voiceless player, by the way. Alright, bye-bye.